Mayor Tom Erdmann joined us right now on Carrington Cardinals Community Chatter program. And well, it's a weekly show right here on yourliveevent.com. And you can check it out every Thursday night. Thanks, Mayor, for joining us here. And wow, well, it's we were kind of talking before we started that another summer seems to just keep flying by, doesn't it?
It sure does. All of a sudden, it was just barely April, and now it's August or approaching September, mid-August already. And I guess when they start painting stripes on the road, school's are going to start shortly. And actually, last night we had our community picnic, and I see lots of parents were there. That they had a ice cream social at the school ahead of time for all the elementary kids. So there was lots of young parents and young kids, and a great turnout for the community picnic after their ice cream social last night. So here we go. Football guys are out practicing, and I see some girls out golfing and some cross country track. So your busy season's coming.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's for sure. So, all right, Mayor Tom Erdmann, thanks for joining us here, Mayor of Carrington, of course. And we have Tom on once a month, talk about the city council meeting for Carrington. And this one is from Tuesday night, August 13th, right?
Yep, that's correct. We met on Tuesday night, the 13th, but our normal meetings are on Monday. But I'm just going to back up a little bit. The month of July is budget time. So we already hardly get into 24, and we're working on our 2025 budget. So we submitted our budget, and basically I'll just give you some numbers. The property valuation of all the property in the city of Carrington increased by 745,000. And that was mainly due to result of everybody with a 100-foot lot. Their lot property went from 20,000 to 25,000. So that increase in value. Last year we had 93 mills, which were worth $8,619 a mill, and this year we applied for actually 4 mills less, but then the mills had increased to $9,280, basically about a $600 increase. So what I'm assuming people will see on their tax report once it comes out from the Foster County Treasurer's Office here in August is that there might be a 1 to 2% increase in your actual tax liability. Because what we did with our budget, we only had a 3% increase in the total budget, which is pretty good considering these inflationary times. So anyway, we've done our best to try to hold the tax portion of property tax down as low as we can. And like I said, we actually applied for less mills this year than we did in 2024.
Okay, sounds good. And then we'll move into the regular agenda now for the meeting Tuesday night, right?
Yep, yeah, kind of a short agenda. We appointed Melissa Magnuson. She's an attorney that works with Leo Ryan and Abby Grua down in Dulcet, Ryan, and Jamestown. So they have a new assistant, and we appointed her she can work for our city as well. So that was approved. And then the other agenda item is to transfer $300,000 from our 1% city sales tax that we incorporated back in 2014 for a street project. And that generates about 540,000. So that sales tax is going to help with reduce the special assessments that people pay. And we've done this now since 2014. So we don't see any reason. That tax was put in place to help give property tax relief, and we'll continue to do that. So we had to have a motion, and we approved transferring the 300,000. So then if we jump into the committee reports, the fire department, of course, they've been busy since the 5th of July out of Borgelac. And finally, just here this past week, we were able to pull our crews or individuals off of that site. And I think CP Rails got most of the cars cleaned up and everything. But Chief Wangen and Second Chief Jason Walsky spent many, many hours out there on call with that train derailment, and we greatly appreciate their professionalism. Nobody got hurt, and it was a massive train wreck with methanol and anhydrous, and then plastic pallets, and it just kind of a big mess out there. But anyway, they closed out with the hazmat, the hazardous material people from EPA. So they had a closeout here this past week, and we're able to have our guys, nobody yet needs to be on call out there anymore. As far as activity, they had like 3 county or out of the country calls, a vehicle accident, and then also a tractor fire. And then a couple in-town calls, which were basically false alarms. So then we'll jump into finance and legal. I guess I regret to say that our auditor, Jennifer Gass, has turned in her resignation effective August 28th. So Jennifer done an excellent job the past 7 years with our city records and books and all the activity that's required of a auditor and human resources. She's going to be greatly missed, and there's a job opening posted out there. So if anyone is interested in being a city auditor for the city of Carrington, please give me a call or fill out a resume. We're also on finance and legal. We're working with Tanya Wheeler out of Dakota Dynamics to kind of do a wage study to see where we're at in comparison to other cities with our wage scale with our employees. And we are, we're actually pretty proud that our wage scale is pretty consistent and looks pretty good. There's just a few minor tweaks that we need to look at. So we'll continue to work with her. City sales tax collection continues to be strong. We're in excess of where we were last year. Last year's record, 1% generated 540,000. We're at this time of the year, we're about $7,000 ahead of that number. So then with that, I'll jump into economic development. We've approved a new grant program, and it should be on our website. It's called stay home or return home to work. So any individual that's in the last 10 years that has graduated from the Carrington High School and has plans of returning to Carrington, they can fill out an application and receive an individual grant for anywhere from, depending on their pay scale, from $1,250 up to $3,000. So starting September 1, anybody that's taken employment within the city limits or the extraterritorial can stop by the Economic Development Office and pick up that application, or you can print it off of our website. And then, of course, we've been doing several incentive programs through our economic development. The most sought after one right now is Commercial Building Improvement Grant, whereby any building within the city limits, we will match $2,575 up to $30,000 for any improvements that are done. And then on Main Street from Bremer Bank up to Schultz Plumbing, we will provide 40% matching funds up to a $50,000 grant. So we've had several businesses and individuals take advantage of this program, especially now with the pipeline contractors in town and many engineers. I know the old Senex building has been converted into an office space. Senex sold that building and they moved out to the High Plains or the Erickson Implement, their mechanic building. And then also on Main Street, Rusty Coleman's former hardware store, there's been one side of that. Of course, the fitness centers would be on the west side, and then on the east side, they've turned that into office space for one of the contractors on the pipeline. So that's been a great program, and it's, we used to just have $10,000, and we increased that significantly, and we're seeing a positive response on keeping some of these older buildings in shape, and so they don't get dilapidated and have to be tore down. So that's a great program. Then I'll jump into the library. Well, anybody that goes by the library, you're going to see a brand new concrete parking lot. The car construction completed that this past week, and it's a great addition. And then along with that, Public Works, we went ahead and paved the alley behind Bremer Bank all the way through to the Shamrock Bar. Those are probably the two highest traffic alleys in our city. And I see Tri-States Paving just got those completed here yesterday. So that's a great deal there. Then I'll just jump into the police committee report. Of course, we have a new Chevy Tahoe that's been detailed, and it's all retrofitted with all the information needed or the equipment needed to be a patrol unit. So that's out on the streets and working now. And of course, we're still looking for one more officer, but we're thankful that we do have three officers plus the chief. So it helps out, but we're actually looking for one more. And we have some incentive programs. If there's any individuals out there looking to go into law enforcement, our city will do some things that most probably won't as far as training and BCI training. So anyone out there interested in looking into law enforcement, please get an application or go to our website and get an application and complete it and turn it in. Then lastly, I'll jump into public works. Like I said earlier, once you see the streets, the guys are painting the crosswalks for school. So you know that's happening. And then Tri-States Paving is in town, and they're, like I said, we did the 2 alleys, and we're repairing all the water breaks, or where there's been any new construction where anybody's dug into the street for water and sewer. We're getting those taken care of actually earlier this year. A lot of times Tri-States Paving doesn't get here until just before freeze up. Anyway, they're here now, and it'll help clean up the city and get those asphalt areas that are broken up or been dug up. It'll get those fixed. So September 12th will be our fall cleanup. So that means the landfill will be open the 12th through the 14th. It's a 3-day process, and that allows people to bring items to the landfill that they normally might have to pay a fee for. It's free of charge, and we just like to keep our city clean. And then also, I guess I'll jump back to police. One of the other things that they're working on is our junk ordinance. And I know they've written some citations for people that have excess junk or cluttered things in their yard. And we would hope that citizens would take the time to go ahead and clean up. And like I've always said before, look at your property and then look at your neighbors. Okay, if your property doesn't look like your neighbors or neat and nice, then maybe take some effort and clean it up. But we do have a new junk ordinance in place, and our officers are starting to enforce that. The other thing in public works that we are working on is we're kind of going down a capital improvement project list. We do know that we have storm sewer issues and sanitation sewer issues with our over and under. So we need to determine what we're going to have to enter into a storm and sanitation sewer water study. And this study is about $170,000, but we need to do this in order to apply for any type of FEMA money or North Dakota Water Resource Grant Program. So I guess what we've instructed the Public Works Committee to look into as well, let's have a recommendation for City Council at our September meeting. So we decide which project we need to prioritize, and then what is required for studies that are required in order to get grant money. So we're doing everything we can to try to minimize our cost and budget and reflect on any tax, but we also have to protect our citizens and make sure they have good drinking water and good sanitation and good storm water. And we're thankful we didn't get what Bismarck just got here with a bunch of rain and in a short period of time. But there isn't any city that can handle probably a 3-inch rain in less than an hour. But anyway, that would conclude my report, Greg.
Okay, sounds good. Thanks, Mayor, for that. We appreciate it. And let's see, the next regular city council meeting for the city of Carrington is Monday night, September 9th, right?
Yep, that's correct.
Okay, so we'll have you on that Thursday right here on the Chatter program. So we appreciate that. And thanks for all the information and your time and everything. And school's starting here next week, and the trees are going to be starting to turn. And what else? Anything else going on? Fishing? Golfing?
Oh yeah, the golfing is kind of an everyday occurrence, or it can be. It's kind of like my buddies and I have our own private country club here. When school starts, then it really slows down out there. So we could cruise around pretty fast. And yes, the fish are biting, and there's just too many things to do. And then of course my job at City Hall requires a little bit of my time. So, but yeah, I'll find more time to fish. I was out here 4 days in a row last week, and we've got our limit every day over by Hertzfield. So yeah, great fishing opportunities. And then the other thing fall brings is hunting opportunities. So I could maybe get out and wear off some of this body fat that I've accumulated by just sitting around all summer.
Yep. All right. Well, thanks so much, Mayor, and we appreciate your time. And have a great rest of your week. And then we'll check in again next month. So.
All right, Greg. Thank you, and you have a good day also.
Yep, you bet. Yep, bye. Discover the charm of Carrington, where community and character come together. Our vibrant community is full of welcoming smiles and unique experiences, from delicious dining and one-of-a-kind shops to lively events and beautiful parks. Join us in celebrating the best of Carrington, where every visit feels like coming home. Come visit the Carrington Chamber and CVB office to learn more about our wonderful town and its amazing businesses. Explore Carrington today and experience the warmth of our community. Hey sports fans, tune in to yourliveevent.com for all the action-packed Carrington Cardinal games, streaming live and free. Catch every thrilling moment with our live coverage. Listen to the play-by-play and watch the games unfold right on your screen. Plus, if you missed any of the excitement, don't worry. You can catch up on all previous games at yourliveevent.com. Check out the full schedule and never miss a moment of your favorite local Carrington games. Stay tuned and let's go Cardinals! Laurie Dietz from the Carrington Chamber joins us right now. Laurie is the director for the Carrington Chamber right here in the Central City. And we're going to check in with Laurie every week right here on the Carrington Cardinals Community Chatter program on yourliveevent.com. And it's made possible by the Carrington Chamber and CVB. And thanks, Laurie, for joining us here. And, well, we got a lot of stuff to talk about. School less than a week away, and fall is going to be here before we know it, right?
It is. Fall is in the air, but I hear the forecast is for a big warm up next week, huh?
Yeah, that's a good thing. So still a little bit of summer left then, right?
Right. And the harvesters will want to get going again after the rain, so.
Yeah, yep. Mm-hmm.
Well, we had a good turnout for our community picnic at the school last night. We had to move because of the rain, so we usually are at City Park, and we moved over to the school. And that was in conjunction with the back to school ice cream social at the elementary. Good turnout, lots of good Lions and Kiwanians came to help serve and clean up. And so that was another successful event for us. And we're looking at what else is coming up. Well, the market is coming up on Tuesday, the 20th of August, which is also the first day of school. And I believe it is the food truck time now next week. And then Cows & Co. Creamery is open on August 29th, and that's from 4 to 8 p.m. So want to stop out there and have a nice supper out there. And then we want to remind everybody that we have a different date now this year for our citywide yard sales. Generally, we would be on the second Saturday of September, but this year we're flip-flopping with our Junk Fest gang. And so Saturday, September 7th is the citywide yard sales from 8 to 3 p.m. And then on Saturday, September 14th is going to be the Junk Fest out at the fairgrounds. And so that might be a little confusing for people, so mark your calendars. And if you want to be included on the citywide yard sales, be sure to stop or call and get your name and address or your listing with us. It's just $5 to list your sales site. And we're looking forward to a good time with that. Lots of good sales usually in the fall. So sign up for that. If you want your advertising to be in the paper, you'll have to get a hold of us pretty soon here, because they always have an early deadline and stuff for the independent. But otherwise, if you aren't interested in being in the independent, we do put the sale sites on the internet, on our Facebook page. And then on the day of the sale, or even Friday night, we will have a listing and maps at our Cenex C-store too. So if you want to be on the maps and all that, get a hold of us. You can call us at 652-2524. Let's see, coming up in September, when kids are back in school, football's on, all the good sports are going. The market will be open on September 3rd at City Park, City Park, 5 to 7 p.m. And then the Out of the Darkness Suicide Prevention Walk, I wanted to mention that. That's happening on September 8th. It's a Sunday, and they're having a meal at 12:30, and then they'll have the Out of the Darkness Walk at 2 p.m. So if you're interested in that, they're still looking for teams and things like that, or if you just want to come and attend, that would be fine. Just want to mention too, the day of Junk Fest on the 14th, Headlocks is having a rib cook-off on Main Street. So check that out. The September 14th is going to be a huge day in Carrington. We've got the Junk Fest at the fairgrounds. We got the Headlocks rib cook-off on Main Street, and Cows and Co Creamery will be open that date as well, from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. So lots of stuff going on. Give us a call, 652-2524. You can download our app and find out all our things on the app. Just search in your Google Play or in your iPhone app store and find out Carrington Community App, and that'll be great, easy to download. So yeah, looking forward to all those things.
Yeah, wow, it's hard to believe. Yeah, it's middle of August and talking September events already. So just keeps going, keeps flying by. So
I know. They say the older you get, the faster it goes. I think so.
yeah. Yeah.
I suppose you're gearing up for sports.
Yep. We got football next Friday night here in town. That'll be our very first broadcast for Carrington on your live event. So yeah, you can tune in next Friday night, and then volleyball, I think, starts after Labor Day. So yeah, getting geared up. So
Awesome.
all right, sounds good. Well, thanks so much, Laurie, and enjoy the rest of your day. And we'll check in again next week right here on the Chatter program. So
Great. Have a great weekend. Bye, Greg.
yep, we'll see you. All right, bye.